You can tell based off of this Tom Holland's mask that now I'm in his universe. The Avengers, the Guardians of the Galaxy, I'm in their world now. That's right, baby. DP is no longer a foster child.
Hi. I know I'm typically a loudmouth and I'm typically a Merc with a mouth and two pistols in everybody else's mouth but mine. But I gotta tell you, I am genuinely excited. You guys thought I forgot, but I did not forget. Your boy from Canada never forgets that on my review on Deadpool 2, I told you guys that I was making my way to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And now that we're here, guess what? Deadpool's peaceful existence comes crashing down when the Time Variance Authority that you might be familiar with recruits him to safeguard the multiverse. He could have asked anybody in the world. I mean, Jesus Christ, he could have asked Pocahontas. But you know what? They asked yours truly. He soon unites with his would-be pal, an X-Man. I mean, that. He is the X-Man, the Wolverine, the hero, the legend, the Owsley. Yeah? Recruits him to complete the mission and save my world from an existential threat. But at the same time, he is also recovering from his own little personal and mental issues. As the two anti-heroes advance in their journey, they start to learn just how beautifully powerful the multiverse can be when put into the hands of writers and studios that care, as opposed to the 20th century motherfoxers over at 20th Century Fox. Will you shut up already? Why don't you let me read? How about you let me read for a change? Because you're taking too long. Marvel Studios presents their most significant mistake to date, Deadpool and Wolverine. And listless Wade Wilson toils away in civilian life, leaving his days as the morally flexible, mercenary Deadpool behind him. When his homeworld faces an existential threat, Wade must reluctantly suit up again with an even more reluctant, oh my God, he must convince a reluctant Wolverine to, Synopsis is so stupid. Just finish the video, Baba. Let's continue, shall we? You know, ever since I met my friend Hugh at the premiere of X-Men Origins Wolverine, it has been nothing but my biggest fantasy for the two of us to star in a movie together, in which we are playing our respective regenerative healing factoring characters. My name is Ryan Reynolds, and no, this is not a Mint Mobile commercial, but this review is sponsored to you by Mint Mobile, face ad. And I have been playing the Merc with the Mouth as far back as 2009. And the huge, jacked man has been playing the Wolverine for a quarter of a century. And that's a lot longer than some of you Gen Alfalfas have been living on this very side of existence. Thus, I have no better reason to fight for my one true fantasy to work with my B.B.L. Let me tell you something right now. Turn to your neighbor and say, you are my B.B.L. You are the B.B.L. that I want to carry around with me on my back, like it is mine, like it has been one with me, like it is always meant to stay with me forever. Yes, tell your best bub for life, thank you for being my B.B.L. In the history of superhero tag teams, you have your world's finest, and then you have your dynamic duos that can get things done like a Rock and Robin when it comes to wiping crime off the streets and taking out bad guys and putting bullets in people's skulls. But none can quite compare to the delirious taste. Think of the greatest burger you've ever had. I don't care if you are a food eater, a glutton, or it is your birthday, especially in Canada. Think of the best burger you probably had from, like, I don't know, Long John Silver's, where you put the ketchup on top of the patty and you put that f***ing mustard under the motherfucking lettuce, and you take you just ravage your teeth inside of that big old Briar-shaped bun, tomato, lettuce, cheese, patty, ketchup, mustard covered motherfucker, and you get this euphoric taste in your mouth. I want to let you know right now that none can quite compare to the delirious taste of ketchup and mustard, or blood and honey, and blood and honey is not what it might sound like when you first hear it when it comes out of my mouth. Blood and honey is what I call Blake at home when she is on her period. It is better than the taste of ketchup and mustard, or blood and honey combined, like Deadpool and Wolverine. Yes, let this man cook. Man, cue the Adobe Premiere Pro transition. When it comes to these recent MCU projects that tried their best to utilize the multiverse, the studio and the writers seem unable to have a narratively resonant foundation outside of the formulaic gimmick of gratuitous cameos and whatnot, with the exception of Spider-Man No Way Home. And I said this with my interview with Andrew Garfield on Actor to Actor. Please go watch it and like it and subscribe. Do whatever you need to do to stay your eyes on this Canadian. But I told Andrew Garfield that if I was Tom Holland, I would be so fucking jealous, because nobody steals a show like the way he stole that show in Spider-Man No Way Home. There are times when these gimmicks are effective, but they ultimately have nothing to fall back onto. And if you don't believe me, then I'll know exactly which one of you Gen Alfalfa viewers have never seen Dr. Ant in the Quantumverse of Madness. The very thing that we thought we were getting with that horoscope of a horrible horror film is what I and my crew at Maximum Effort decided to be the pillars that raises everybody's hype levels and blood pressures, as well as the story of our titular anti-heroes. The exact bone marrow of the narrative's adamantium skeleton beneath the script is that this is a buddy comedy, albeit one that will not hold up as much as we'd like to. But then again, the Deadpool movies have a thing in the recipe that can make it age like milk and taste like wine. And if you need an elaboration on what I mean when I say buddy comedy, let's go no further than Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Why? Let me elaborate. Deadpool, John Candy, Wolverine, Steve Martin. Deadpool, Chris Tucker. Wolverine, Jackie Chan. Deadpool, Mel Gibson. Wolverine, Danny Glover, because he's been old his entire fucking life. It is only because that I am Marvel Jesus MJ, if you're nasty, that Mickey's House of Mouse miraculously allowed Deadpool and Wolverine to keep the R rating. While retaining everything that made the first two movies stand apart from the others, with all the meta comedy, more irreverence, super severance, insane appearances by some old faces that you might have suspected, and then others that you would have never guessed. It just had you in your seat, and some of the finest fan service your eyes will ever taste. And if you want to know how somebody can taste something with their eyes, go no further than Althea, my roommate, who can't see cocaine but can smell it with her ears. Yeah. Now, let me tell you right now, from the moment that characters like the Cavalrine, Chris Evans' Johnny Storm, Wesley Snipes' Blade, who never liked me, still doesn't like me, Channing Tatum's Gambit, and Jennifer Garner's Elektra came on screen, it just had people nerdgasming like they've never nerdgasmed before. I don't think since Spider-Man No Way Home. But when they did, they definitely gave off the impression of a Meg Ryan type of archetype in a restaurant like they were in the movie When Harry Met Sally. I'm just talking about, Gambit, yes, Blade, the Cavalry, he was Superman, yes, that's peak cinema! But something like that. That's how most of y'all may have experienced your theaters when they saw those amazing multiversal appearances happen. Moral to the story. I know it doesn't sound like it, but when you wish upon a star, dreams do come true. And it all comes down to a good old-fashioned, educated wish.
We are the very best at what we do.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to speak now? It sounds like you want to speak now.
And what we do best is nothing short of a satisfying, surprisingly respectful, irreverent send-off by not only giving us a happy ending to Wade Wilson's story, but to the ending, a happy ending to the worst Wolverine.
Is that okay?
I don't know if you guys noticed, but I am the worst Logan. I don't care what this suit says. I don't care what the bling and the yellow in the uniform says. I am the worst Wolverine.
Shall I continue? Okay.
It gives us, me and Wade, such a bloody, bittersweet farewell to an era of Marvel lore that precedes the MCU. It's the era where I came in. He came later, but I was here longer.
Okay, bye. Have it your way.
When you come back